Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Alex.
So well played.
So right now, I'm just trying to translate all of the Ukrainian and Russian cuss words that I just heard outside as NaVi were shouting at each other at the top of their lungs. Zeus has got a powerful voice, powerful. Like NaVi right now, they are not in a good place. And if you look at Zeus right now, just look at that man. Look at that face.
Yeah,
do you really want to piss Zeus off?
Could get a close-up of that at some point. He definitely seems like someone who's very, very angry at this point in time, and they have been known to be an emotional team in the past as well. It's not the first time we've heard of infighting. It's not the first time we've heard of sort of like criticism. I feel like every time we talk to Guardian, he says, my teammates, they always complain too much. There's too much whining going on. No time for that in the grand finals.
Yeah, no. I mean, you got to think NaVi. There was not even any time to like complete any rounds in that first map. That was just like.
Look at Edward as well. Is he trolling Zeus right now? Because like I always feel like Edward, when you see that giggle from him, it's just like he just just nudged Zeus a little bit,
trying to like lighten the mood a bit.
I mean, they need to do something at this point. I'm just hoping that this fuels Guardian.
Yeah.
That's the point I think that was made on the desk. I saw Fallen tweeting about it as well. Just like, where is Guardian? Flamey, where you need that combo between the two of them. And on a map like Dust2, where the op can be just dominant and where we've seen some of Guardian's best performances, Guardian, time to show up.
Not just the op map, but like Guardian is so central to how they play their defense on this map. He's so critical, and if he has another rough performance like he just had on Inferno, granted Inferno is a very difficult map for an opper on the T side, at least for one half. But if Guardian's not having success, that changes the way they can play their defense. That changes the setups they can use.
Well, we are about to find out as NaVi are going to be starting on the terrorist side, Fnatic on the CT side here. Second map of the grand finals for ESL ESEA LAN finals here in Burbank, California. And we've got a Molotov picked up on Siege. That is unusual for a pistol round on terrorist side Dust2.
Absolutely. And well, Siege was just peeking mid just to make sure nobody could run into lower dark. And well, JW, Flusha holding it long, and it is going to be a long take coming out here from NaVi. No fear, only dreams, and Guardian takes a bullet to the face. Flusha, he's wrecking them. 2 kills immediately, and he can still do more. There's a third, there's a fourth, and is he going to get the fifth? He's still got bullets, and he's still alive. Seized. He's the last man here, and Dennis, back off. Let Flusha get the ace. He deserves it. He's going to start this off for Fnatic, and this could set the tone. Seized, he just doesn't want to have anything to do with this. He's trying to hide behind that smoke, and Crims is going to rob Flusha in the end, but what a play from Flusha.
I don't think Flusha even cares that he didn't get a chance for the ace. What a round out of hit. That's insane. Especially, like, there's no cover. He has to win these battles. This one tap on a Zeus. Just like, see ya, get deleted. And nothing. We talk about NaVi going on tilt, during that first map, and after that collapse, nothing stings more than just already being frustrated and getting cleaned out.
Sean was pointing out on the desk and saying that probably Fnatic are going to try and see how much they can get away with in the beginning of this game, because they know that NaVi are tilted. They know that this is maybe not the sort of the maps they're supposed to be favored on. So a little bit less pressure and just try and see if you can't tilt NaVi even further here. That kind of start's definitely going to do it for the NaVi team. We've got, 3 Deagles and 2 Tech-9s. Not a bad setup, really.
I know it's cliche, but all I've got on loop in my head right now is just Zeus tottering on the edge of a grave, of a pit, and Flusha steps up to him. He's like, "This is our final!" Boom! Like, kicks him off. Like, get out! Flusha doesn't want you here, and, well, he just continues to dominate. Takes that fight, makes it look easy. Edward is gone. And Zeus now,
bomb punt.
He might be able to get it.
He's going to... Oh, okay. He gives it up. That's a bit of a shame. I think if he had held it in, then probably would have been successful. Now it's going to get a bit rough, and Crims will end up taking him down. So no bomb plant there, which actually does make a big difference. That would have been nice for them to have picked up and gone into the future rounds. Just a little bit of a bonus there. Fnatic, on the other hand, they stay aligned with 3 members and just spread out their wealth a bit.
Yeah, you got to go for the bomb plant in that situation. You got to imagine that you're not going to be winning a 1-on-3, and I mean, with the investment, that helps make some of the money back. Also, like, you want to get that op in Guardian's hands. You want him to feel as comfortable as possible. Give him as much armor, nades, whatever he needs behind that AWP. So that plant, I think, is actually a big loss for NaVi in that second round. Yeah, and the fact that Guardian got no kills in the first 2 rounds either is going to be a real issue here. He is trying to manage his money for that AWP, but unless he comes up with something big here, it's not going to be possible. Molotov in mid just doing some damage. They line it up, and Flusha, he's everywhere.
2 kills for him. Crims picks up 1 as well. Zeus will find Dennis, as Dennis tried to push out from Longhouse. So at least something there for NaVi to work with. You know, they were able to predict some of the movements here of Fnatic.
We're going to have to keep our eye on Dennis throughout this match, because on the pistol round, you know, he delayed a mid push. He actually came out of those double doors, you know, maybe 10 seconds into the round. Now he's pushing long. So he's hunting for some kills, and actually that's something that he can just punish NaVi if they're not on top of their game. But Zeus is going to find a nice one, but I mean, you said it, flushes everywhere. 3 kills, a 4th for him here, just manning down the fort early on. That's 2 4 kills in 3 rounds.
Let's see how far he can get before he dies. What was the top one again on LAN? 17-0?
Yeah, I think it's about 17 kills.
He's at 10 right now, so we got to keep an eye on Flusha, see if he can make some records here in the finals.
Guardian going for the full AWP here, but it's without armor. And I mean, again, that $800 bonus that they could have had with the bomb plant and C's there, not going to be happening now. And that does make a difference, not having any kind of armor, especially when you're on the Terra side.
I'm curious with Guardian picking up a Molotov as the nade alongside that AWP, if maybe they're going to let him pick into a bomb site, maybe over towards B, and he's going to be able to Molotov out of position and just hold it, see if someone's going to have to evacuate. But, you know, not picking up a smoke.
Yeah, not picking up a smoke might come back to bite them, although they do have 4 smokes to complement. There's Flamey with the peek into mid, checks the angle, doesn't see anything, just making their presence felt here, making sure that NaVi can't, well, I mean, rather that Fnatic can't cut any corners. And Olafmeister is going to fall back to CT, get a little bit closer at least so that maybe he can hear if they start running up on NaVi's side. Give Dennis a little bit of a head start warning.
Well, they feel got a player down on long, and that's Edward, so this feels like it could definitely be an 8 push. I don't think they're going to try and fake it this time around. Also pushing up, Edward Trill's making a little bit of noise down there. 40 seconds on the clock, and Olafmeister standing in fire for a long time. Dennis dropping very low. Olaf, he's going to need to get some headshots here. Otherwise, they're going to on the bomb side clean, and Flamey opening up with a strong kill there on Olaf now. Down in pit is going to be Dennis, but could they just leave him alone down here? Edward has actually backed off into lower darkest world. Just such a strong position here. Very smart play from Edward, not sacrificing himself once they get the bomb site. And JW trying to sneak in here, but he's sandwiched in, and he's going to get the kill on the first guy. A lot of time wasted, though, and Zeus will drop him.
Zeus relentless. So far, so good for NaVi. Losing Edward is not the end of the world. Flush out will fall. Zeus is going to end that as well. Gets revenge for the first few rounds of this half. And while NaVi, they play that take perfectly. Even with some good anti-flashes coming out from Fnatic to try and mess with the rotation, the timing of it all. NaVi, they don't peek long, where Dennis was hoping. He got into pit. Dennis made the correct call as well to fall back, to hold on to long, to support Flusha there, and then to hope that somebody would make a mistake on the A site for NaVi. But NaVi, they've played this very well. They actually get up there, no problem at all. And, well, 3 guns saved for them, and Guardian still has his AWP.
That's the big thing. Didn't even have to have an impact on that round. It was Flamey once again getting that opening kill to on Olaf, who stuck around. And that's, you know, you mentioned Dennis falling back at long. That's kind of curious with Olaf taking that fight without Dennis from long A peeking anything whatsoever. So just trying to get anything done to slow that hit down even more, give himself a better situation to retake. But now, spread all across the map. NaVi, it's this default setup. Guardian in mid. That's a nice shot from Dennis. Leg sees.
Oh, that's painful. Probably caught him right through the edge of the box as well. He's down to 12. But that is not going to work. I mean, at least Fnatic are keeping NaVi honest now, trying to change up their setup, see if they can't catch to the CIS team off guard. But nothing developing so far. Flusha will flash his way out onto long, get some control there with the help of Olafmeister. And the defense is just going to reestablish itself now for Fnatic, and something that's a little bit more default.
Yeah, and right now it's shaping up to be a bit of a B execute here for the NaVi team. They've still got a smoke, still got a couple of Molotovs as well, 1 Molotov left. So are they just gonna, they should be leaving a little bit of pressure on middle, otherwise it's gonna be maybe a bit too easy here. JW with the UMP does make me a bit nervous. Molotov goes up, 40 seconds here. They've heard the UMP, so they know that that's on the other side. And I think I started rotating on Catwalk as well. A lot of damage being dished out right on NaVi. Gonna be soft, even going into the bomb side. This might be a big problem. Fnatic are out of grenades, so it's gonna be all down to the rifles. They trade effectively early on. Crims putting a little bit more damage in, but now the backup is going to come in. Actually, Olaf gets shot in the back, seized, being a bit of a fail-safe there, and it could have worked if they could have won the fight in the B bomb site. Now, he's got 12 health and very little time left.
Exactly, he has to back off. At least he gets Guardian's AWP. They have that going for him, NaVi, but I mean, that's just a small it's not really going to be bringing up the spirits here for the CIS team. They really needed to chain some rounds together.
There's no killer instinct in NaVi right now. There's no one like actually going for these. That was such a slow take. As soon as the first one spotted, Olaf in the A bomb site just rushes catwalk. Not slow at all. Just knows all 5 are going to be there. I mean, he eventually gets killed, you know, by Seaswatch in the flank, but that took so long for that hit to have any kind of teeth, any bite to it. That all of Fnatic was already ready to go.
And there was also no incentive for anyone from Fnatic in the B-bomb site to actually look anywhere but those hallways, right? They didn't have to look middle. There was no pressure coming anywhere else. So with the Molotov, I mean, even with the UMP, it's still enough.
That was a nice bait by JW as well, setting it up for Crims to get that first frag. And then JW, all he had to do was trade 1 for 1, and that worked out just fine. So now it comes down to NaVi, hoping to get lucky there with a bit of the wallbang. Guardians had a bit of a tough start to this half. He's down to 16 HP. And once again, they are rotating their way back up into upper halls with that bomb, NaVi. So looks like they feel like they probably got close enough, perhaps, on this B side in the last round. Zeus this time is making sure that Olaf can't just go at a sprint onto Cat. He's checking to make sure that Olaf isn't holding close.
Unlike last time, now we have even fewer grenades than last time to try and get in here, and JW's doing the damage. They line up. He gets 1 kill with the Molotov, 1 with the UMP. They line up again. What is going on? This UMP is wrecking NaVi, and it's down to Zeus and Edward. It's a 2-on-3. This SMG's not supposed to be that good. Edward getting a strong kill in, and it is back into a 2-on-2. And there's going to be a kill on Zeus. Edward in the middle jumps right in, goes for the no-scope once. He's going to be able to do it here. He has to get this kill. He's got time with 30 seconds, but Flusher has escaped, and now 25 seconds to try and make this crossing happen. It's not going to be easy. Flusher places one smartly, then Edward has very little time.
Exactly. It's actually going to run out.
Oh.
Because the time that he has to spend scoped up here, Flusher's just waiting to hear the footsteps. He knows that the clock is going to force Edward's hand, that Edward has to go for the rush, and all Flusher is doing is communicating to his teammate. It's on the A site, and he's just waiting for the perfect timing to just peek out and take Edward out. So, just Flusher, he's playing on a totally different level right now. He's sitting at 12-4-1. So, I mean, he's a good leader as well, believes in sharing with his teammates. 4 assists, you know, that's good. Setting it up, getting that confidence going for Olaf Meister.
Well, I mean, JW, just why not? Go right back to the UMP.
This is ridiculous.
It's crazy to see him, with how we've seen NaVi play all these past 3 days, that he's holding off that B hit just with a UMP all by himself. It's just insane.
That's going to tilt NaVi so hard as well. Just... I mean, they're going to be like, why can't we kill this guy who has an SMG up close? Whoa! He didn't even need the bullets. He impaled him, Olaf Meister. Okay, then.
Yeah, get knocked out.
It's like a bayonet.
It's the McGregor fight all over again here. Seized ends up dropping as well. It is a nice quad kill here for Olaf Meister. And 6-1 in favor of Fnatic here on a map that... should be favored for NaVi.
Now Guardian stuck on the scout as well.
Yeah. I mean, he can be good with the scout. It's not the hugest hit. Will there be a challenge in mid? It might come a little bit delayed here, but there's that scout just putting shots through. Flusher, he is pushing close just to here. And what is this? JW. JW's just charging up the top mid. Here's the risk. Here we go. JW can catch out the bomb. Guardian, he might never expect it. And there's the bomb down.
Oh, he's going to keep up with this fight, too. He swings back out, makes Zeus fight in the Molotov, but he does eventually win it, but just throws a huge wrench in everything they want to do. Olaf's following up with it.
Man, the sound of this UMP is just going to haunt NaVi. They're going to hear it when they go to bed tonight. That annoying cackle, and it's going to be down to C's now in a 1-on-4. I mean, this is ridiculous.
What a mean thing to do if you're Olaf. He's like, the next thing they're not going to expect is another push, and I'm just going to chill and wait for it.
With Flusher watching from mid doors as well.
This is exactly what Sean talked about. You know, Fnatic going to see what they can get away with, and JW is getting away with
everything.
Just, anything he wants to do.
And steal the whole shop.
It's actually good to see that from JW though, because you know, getting those kind of YOLO plays in, that was his trademark. It feels like it's been a while. He's kind of calmed down a little bit, so it is refreshing to see some of the old, you know, vintage JW back in action.
And I'm wondering what kind of timeout we have here. I mean,
it must be attack pause.
Tactical timeout at 7-1. It's kind of early to use it in the game, but at the same time, they're sort of the residual tilt from Inferno is flowing over into Dust2 right now.
I was gonna say this isn't a tactical pause. This is like a mental pause. Like,
this is
what's going on right now.
What do you do at this point? Like, Is it time to like maybe they brought like some puppies and kittens and some Play-Doh and maybe they could just like take a couple of minutes or two to get back in the zone?
Well, it's all good watching Fnatic, but I would really like to be watching NaVi right now to see who's doing the talking. Is it Zeus that's still talking right now? Is it Edward? Edward and Zeus? No, I don't care about Vugo either. Go to NaVi. Vugo doesn't talk. He's just here to look good. He's Swedish. But who's doing the talking right now? Is it Edward, NaVi, Guardian, or StarX? That's the quad combo, really. Seized and Flamey, they don't really do too much talking. All right, so it is Zeus doing a lot of the talking right now. And he was the one who was out also during the break. Like, he had to get himself back under control because he was really heated coming out of Inferno. There was a bit of a shouting match. So Zeus is putting his foot down once again, saying, okay, you know, we need a leader at this point, and I guess it's got to be me. There we go.
You see Edward bopping at the end. You know, he seems like a guy who's like...
Seems like he's got like some kind of like jolly, happy music in his head that he's just going over, like finding his happy place.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Puppies and kittens and Play-Doh. Just try and sort it all out.
Why Play-Doh?
Something to make you feel good, Moses. You don't like Play-Doh?
It just seems like a weird third thing to add into puppies and kittens.
Play-Doh, puppies. How did we get here? I checked out trying to
This
think
is
of what like NaVi are doing, and then I just come back to puppies, Play-Doh, and kittens.
Makes sense. We've got...
Sounds like a mess, really, but okay.
All right, we'll come up with something better. A safe space for NaVi.
I don't know if that exists anymore, Anders. I mean, look at Olaf right now. He's just like, yeah, I'm just going to chill out here on Cat and, you know, looking at lower dark because you guys are probably going to go for a B.
Look at the defensive switch as well. You know, they've been playing that standard 3A setup for so long, and now Flush has rotated over towards mid. Olaf's pushed up on Cat, and Dennis is solo in A, basically. So this is going to catch him off guard.
And there it is. Olafmeister spots the bomb, spots out Flamey, who presses forward, and he can really mess with him now if he wants. There's the little pop flash. He's actually going to peek behind this. It was effective on Flamey, but he decides to back off, play it safe, Olaf.
Yeah, but you're not even supposed to be able to take that much control for such a long time alone as well. Like, you're supposed to be forced away. Look at the time, so 25 seconds here. They're going to try and run through the smoke. They do flash through. Olaf's still playing. Now they're hugging in the smoke. What is going on? And Guardian, tired of the hug, executes Olafmeister instead. Dennis picking up the one shot. That one went through the box as well. And it's going to be down to Guardian getting a headshot finally on Dennis. The bomb, is it going to go down? Where is it? Zeus has picked it up now. It's 7 seconds left, and they're finally going to be punching in the digits, and it's going to be Guardian getting a shot, and that's what we need. We need Guardian hitting these shots, and not just a few of them, every single one. Edward, nice flick there on Flusher, and this is a round that I don't think NaVi necessarily expected to win, but they've made it work anyway. Now it's up to Crims, 1-on-2, he pushes up, and they're going to be able to save the AWP. They should be able to, I think. Zeus making that jump. Oh, no, they don't. They could buy one anyway, but finally something that works for NaVi.
And I mean, they've been just shut out on every single round, and to win that one, I almost thought that they were just like kind of making it, you know, we've been wondering for a long time, these Titan pauses that we used to see where, you know, it's the save round, it's the eco, you just kind of sit around a little bit longer. I almost thought that was what NaVi was doing when there's 25 seconds left and they're just getting up the catwalk. But they make it work, and they really destroy the overconfidence in Fnatic of Olaf being so far pushed up on catwalk all alone.
Guardian was the one who put an end to that.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, hi, Olaf. Here. My friend Juan Dig, I want you to meet him. Edward also pushing up long like that, getting all the info on the setup, I think was pretty instrumental to getting NaVi to rotate back to A. Now we get to see a full buy for NaVi. Fantastic. Guardian still has his AWP. They have all the nades versus Olafmeister with the AWP, not Dennis on Fnatic's side. And Olaf, he's going to rotate back up to A slope. He's in position to deal with a cat push if NaVi decide to go for it. And this isn't going to be the standard hold that NaVi might be expecting here.
Well, Edward played it very smartly last time they did this hit, because he ended up sort of just distracting enough down at long that the long player couldn't help out, and then he went back to middle. See how he's going to play this time around. They are trying to push up now. 45 seconds on the clock, and Olaf looking for the first shot on over, and it's going to be a hit. It tagged Guardian as well. That was a 2-for-1 bullet, and he goes for it again. Dennis helping out, and it's going to be Olaf with a second shot of the round. Guardian very low on health here. 30 seconds left, and it's a 2-on-3, but it's just not going to work out. Dennis getting the tag in there, and it's going to be up to Zeus now, all alone with the bomb in middle. Can't really do a lot. He's going to go down. Wow.
So sick from Olaf.
Yeah, that 2-for-1 shot, really painful.
Yeah, really painful, but then just to crouch there. Just the threat of him being on A slope means that they have to focus on him, because if he peeks up, you got to be ready to take his face off, and then that just opens it up for Dennis to, you know, come in and support. It's just, I mean, that's a true like top tier, master god tier player. Really, you know, doesn't even need to go for the frags to win the round. He just sets it up for his teammates. Yeah, and that's just going to completely and utterly shatter NaVi.
Yeah, if they weren't already, no, but these certainly are.
Now, what is it, like full YOLO, trance to the wind? Just run around on this map like rabbits and hope that you get lucky somewhere?
That's what happened in the last force buy they had. This time they're not really too invested. They have no utility. Zeus and Edward have some armor to work with. And once again, I mean, this is the thing. They're taking control of mid. They're taking control of Catwalk. But, you know, once again, Fnatic switched back to that old setup. The 3 over towards A, spread out. Now they're rotating 1 towards CT spawn. But they're not going to find anything on Catwalk. There's not going to be an Olaf Meister.
Instead, it's a Dennis Meister. 2 for 1 again. There's the flash. Good communication coming out from JW and making sure that, well, nobody's going to get team flashed here, and they just managed to keep control of the situation here, Fnatic. Yeah, Guardian just knifing the air and eating nades.
You guys, you guys have officially reached the level of sort of just giggling at the nonsense. Jesus, this is not good. I mean, so, all right, so maybe like the other way to reset here is for NaVi just like, I don't know, find like a screwdriver and stick it into a wall socket and hope that you just develops like some temporary amnesia that makes you forget the first 2 maps and just hope you win the 3rd one. You know, electroshock therapy, improvised.
Well, and now look at this buy. They do drop an op over to Guardian, but like this is 100% reliant on Guardian to get a pick. They have 2 smokes to work with. Like, he has to find something to open these rounds up. And like, I get the point that NaVi, or I get the feeling that NaVi has just been so beaten up, even if you go back towards the second half of Inferno. Like, Fnatic has just been so dominant in the last, whatever, 26 rounds that it's been. And Guardian's just like scared. These NaVi players don't have any aggression to them. So Fnatic can do whatever they want. They're the ones setting the pace on both sides of the map.
Yeah, no, exactly. They're going for aggressive pushes. They're the ones controlling the pace. Whereas this really should be NaVi. Olaf Meister, though, will get tagged a little bit here. Down to 55. He does back off in time, though, so he's going to be able to make it up to A slope once again. And this time, Flusha, he's already on the A site there to support Olaf as well. Although he decides to change it up and look towards Carr.
But you are right, though. I mean, on this map, Guardian sometimes will just try and sneak out in middle to find a kill in CT spawn, you know, just almost without any backup, just to try and do it every once in a while. You do see him actually going in middle and trying to look for that kill, so this is the sort of play I'd rather try and see. Now he has to get the shots home as well. 40 seconds, and this is a pivotal round here for NaVi. Opening frag goes in favor of them. Flamey to start up, but he's going to get shut down by Olaf in a close-range shot. JW takes 1, but he's going to get traded by Susan. Now it's a 3-on-3. They've got the bomb down in the B bomb site. This is one of the best positions you could be in if you're on a terrorist side here on Dust2. And Guardian picking up a shot on Dennis as well. A lot of corpses in the way, but...
What is this?
It actually looks like we shouldn't even be broadcasting that. Something's gone horribly wrong there. Olaf and Flush are going to be alone.
And this is it. This is where Fnatic, they decide to actually play it safe and back off.
Oh, God.
They finally reached that point, and it was through a different variation of the B split. They finally decided, okay, that's enough of JW. Let's go for the B, up B slope. Flusha does manage to find Zeus, so that's actually a key frag, making sure that NaVi are going to have to force on someone rather than just be able to drop. But yeah, it's just a small victory there.
Flusha just got tagged, running back across to try and save an AWP. He was hit by one of the ops in the T-spot there right at the end. Pretty nice shot.
I like that.
I mean, finally, NaVi, they do what they've been so good at, which is, you know, take their time, gain a little bit of map control, and just explode with it. Make that decision. They got into the B bomb site. They traded efficiently. That's something we didn't see on Inferno on their terror side. They got that map control of bracket, but didn't do anything with it.
Ooh, JW going to be peeking in. Flamey and C's to open up, and finally, some of Fnatic's cheat getting punished here, and that's about time as well. Flamey does get flashed, so really good refrag here from Flusha. Bomb still very far back, but C's will pick up the shot with the AWP, and that is officially going to open up the B-bomb side for business. And NaVi, they know it as well. Edward in the middle, ready and waiting, and if Olaf's trying to come through, well, then he should be dead almost instantaneously here. It's going to be the shot, and Dennis, don't know why he's still quite pushing this.
They don't have the money for it.
What is this?
They don't. Is that just like disrespect? Because it's not like a situation where Fnatic can full buy behind that and he doesn't care if he loses his rifle or not.
Might be a situation where he said, you know, we're going to be saving or half buying next round no matter what. Like, try and get 1 or 2 kills, keep the money low. It's just a little, you know, it looks a little crazy when you're running through a smoke in the B double door choke point.
I think it was made better by the fact that he ended up sort of just spraying into an empty corner, but Apart from that, now we are finally somewhat back in this game, and JW with his otherwise very successful UMP, this time going to be shot down. Flamey with a nice headshot on Flusher there, and then of course this is just like a half round for Fnatic, but still, NaVi making an impact here.
Oh, these are going to be feel-good moments for NaVi. You know, this is what they need to start getting some confidence back. Easy frags, perfect rounds. They go off without a hitch. Everybody gets a piece of the action, so they're going to start feeling like they can, you know, start taking the fight to Fnatic. That was key. And going into the 15th round now, Fnatic, look at this buy. It's ugly. They have an SMG, although JW's been pretty damn effective with it, a scout for Dennis, and then you know, pistols.
Yeah, it's pretty hideous. Well, you're right. The big story is NaVi. I mean, and it might be a little bit let up, you know, a little bit of a mistake by Fnatic, kind of taking their foot off the gas almost, it seems, these past couple rounds, where now NaVi can mentally get back into the game. They have a little bit of success that gets them a foothold here in this match. And I mean, you never want to see NaVi get going on Dust2. Guardian, yes. I mean, he had that good round over in the B bomb site, but you know, he's the one you always talk about, those, you know, those lifeless eyes,
exactly,
the eyes of a killer.
Right. He looks like a shark, you know, with great white. You know, there's just nothing there. Just a
years
hunger.
of Counter-Strike evolution.
Exactly. Into this apex predator. And that's exactly what he is. So you really do not want Guardian getting confident, because this, as far as skill is concerned, as far as the aim is concerned, I mean, Flamey, Guardian, Seas, they can all hit shots. It's all about just knowing that they can do that and executing. And now, here we have it. 2 big kills coming through. There's Guardian chiming in. He will get taken out by a jump shot there from Dennis. And Dennis nearly hitting the fadeaway. Edward with the save at the perfect time. And it's going to be down to JW now in a 1v4, the last man alive here for Fnatic. And, well, this would be one of the most godlike performances ever if you were able to pull this off. He starts off strong by taking out 1 man, but he gets dropped down to 14. And it's just not going to happen. 9-6 at the end of the first half for Fnatic.
I almost feel like this is sort of coming close to NaVi sort of mocking themselves, because they show us now that they can just like rip through like what was that, like 4 or 5 rounds in a row, 4 rounds in a row, just like that. I mean, granted, some of them were kind of low buys for Fnatic, but still, you do get to feel like at some point, why the hell didn't we do this earlier? Why couldn't we put this together earlier?
Yeah, I don't know. It was just maybe still just reeling.
Yeah.
I mean, they even took that pause, and nothing came initially from that pause. You know, it happened later on after that. They took that pause like the 8th round.
Yeah, they still got bopped, exactly. It wasn't until they just started to it is that, though. It's when you get your back to the wall, and you just start saying, I got nothing to lose. I'm going to take this fight. Let's go.
Well, it coincided really well with Guardian, you know, coming alive with that AWP, the round that spurred it, you know, that B bomb city gets 2 or 3 really nice kills. And then from there, you know, then you see Seas, who had the second op on their double op setup. He just rushes down mid, gets an opening kill. So you kind of saw the confidence start building in the NaVi players there at the end.
Oh, let's go. Okay, then Seas. He does like to play looking into lower halls right now. Doesn't decide to peek into Dennis, but he could pick up a first headshot here. They're going to peek together, and there we go. Clicks away Crims, and that's going to be the bomb dropped as well for Fnatic. So, bit of a rough start here for Fnatic.
Nice play, just ignoring whoever was on the catwalk there as well. So, being a man up and winning this round for NaVi would go such a long way to build on the confidence that they already got. Edward pushing, and he's going to get the first kill there, looking for another couple of clicks. He takes all of Meister down, and now it's Flusher and Dennis left, and Seas taking another one. Edward with a 3rd headshot of the round. What a god.
Yeah, now they're into it.
Now they're into it.
Now we can get started. I mean, yeah, just opening things up. Really nice shot. Edward again on a pistol round.
Yeah, doing the pistol. That, for people who haven't been watching for a long time, has like a real sense of nostalgia. Like you got to go a long ways back to see where this guy built his reputation as one of the greatest pistol players of all time.
And before they lose to Tech 9s, though.
Oh, jeez.
Not to be that downer. You know, I know you guys are like, oh, Edward back at 1.6. Oh my God, glorious. Right. Look,
so fitting that it's Edward too.
It's happening, boys. It's happening.
Why are you doing this,
We
Semler?
see us go now.
Why are you doing this, Semler?
Oh no. No. I'm gonna close my eyes. I don't want to watch.
This would be so heartbreaking, but
Surely not.
there's only 1 player in B right now.
No.
Guardian's got a lot to do. That first kill, Guardian's gonna save you, Semler. Believe.
Yeah. Lack of head armor on Dennis means one shot there. Su's lining him up with a FAMAS, and he's going to get all 3 of them. Nothing to worry about here.
Okay.
It was only Edward that you cursed in the beginning.
Well, that's fine. You guys praised him. I think your curse did more damage than my curse.
I don't know. Source sympathizer.
So stressful, so stressful watching this. And well, that's a big turning point here for NaVi, because when they just got destroyed on Inferno, the comeback, it was by winning the pistol and then losing the next and then just losing control of the situation completely. Now, well, NaVi, at least they have that to build some more confidence. They slammed the pistol and then they survived the next round. And now they get to farm. They get to make that money.
They have to farm. They have to get that up in Guardian's hands. They need him to build up some money, especially with this UMP. If he can get some bonus money, that'd be great. But once again, Edward is just getting crushed out towards long.
That's such a silly way to die.
What have you done?
I have done nothing. Anders is the one bringing up the glory days of Edward in 1.6. I mean, I am the realist here. That Fnatic are one of the best pistol teams in the world, and that they're always going to be a threat. Although I do love the fact that SCII just pushing up lower dark right here. He can cut off Olafmeister if Olafmeister decides to try and rotate through.
This looks like it's just going to be some kind of a fake here right at the end. Have some presence at long, you know, do some damage, maybe fall back, but like if you get the kill, all of a sudden that bomb has a free route to the B bomb site, but he gets spotted. SCII's just chilling.
Not much of a fake now, really.
Yeah. No, and then actually Guardian now with the chance to get some of that bonus money.
And Flush is just like, later bros, I'm out. I'm out of here. Goes right back into T-spawn, but he'll never make it. Zeus.
Once that bomb goes down in upper dark, it's kind of like playing like that cups and balls trick with, like, you know, transparent glasses. It doesn't work so well. You're gonna have a really hard time winning that one.
Okay, then let's see how things are developing here. Money-wise, pretty good. That was a very successful couple follow-up rounds for NaVi. So they've got Bank. They have the money for the AWP for Guardian. No AWP for Fnatic either there to hinder him. So now we have to see. Well, the one thing is, you know, Guardian. Whoa, Edward. What is this?
He's tired of getting wrecked over a long, so now he's going to try and switch it up, and JW going to walk right into it. Smart move from Edward, not going to fall for the same thing 3 times in a row there, and that's going to give NaVi a good edge, and this is their chance to actually take over the map lead here. That would be really good.
Fnatic, they got to be very, very careful because Edward has so much map presence right now, knowing that he could have been pushed up. They've got to be very, very wary. No one's looking behind him, which is, you know, actually Olafmeister switches over. Yeah, he is, but they're very wary of the fact that he could be a quick flank no matter which bomb site they choose.
Exactly. If they commit to Cat, they're going to have to leave a man behind to watch that backstab. That's Zeus right now. He's just waiting around in CT. He's expecting to split, and they're trying to make NaVi think that that's what's coming here, Fnatic, but they're going straight up Cat. All 4 players, and Guardian forced off. Guardian again holding his trademark angle. He decides to fall back, play on long, and hope that Fnatic overextend. And we'll see if Fnatic make that mistake. They should be planning for Catwalk, considering they have control, until Edward shows up and wrecks Olaf.
Huge kill here, 5v3 retake while they're still holding long and Catwalk. This is a very, very good situation for NaVi. Going to be very tough for Fnatic to try and hold on to this. And SCII is going to go down first, though. Good shot from Dennis. Edward still waiting in the angle, but Flamey with a UMP, giving a little bit back to Fnatic. And Flusher all alone on the bomb site, 1-on-3, trying to play the angle here, but it's not good enough. And he ends up going down. And actually something that we know for a fact is Flusher playing with a really low sensitivity. You see how hard he had of actually getting that swing out to the left there. So it certainly has advantages, but in a close range like that, it's going to be really tricky. So in the round for NaVi, they stay alive, they cape the FWP, they actually go for a double-up setup now at 10-9.
That round's all Edward. He gets that first kill. That presence over at long, like we mentioned, had such a huge impact. But also, I mean, even Olaf even knew that that fast flank was going to be coming in. He was prepared for it. Edward still just outright wins the battle, which prevents that, you know, a better defense at Catwalk. That was where they wanted to mount defense for that retake, and they couldn't get there properly.
Ooh, this time they're going to put, it looks like Olaf wants revenge. He's the one hanging outside a longhouse waiting for Edward. But Edward not going to go for anything aggressive. Instead, it's JW getting tagged down low. There's the aggressive push out mid here from Fnatic. They take the battle, but they walk into the crossfire. Flamey there to shut them down with the help of Zeus. And it's done just like that. Fnatic lose 3 members in the blink of an eye. And now what can they do? Olaf, he's been given control of long. Fantastic. But Guardian's still alive with that AWP. And Olaf doesn't have a smoke to get across and through CT. Doesn't even need it now. Zeus makes sure of that.
Flusher gonna be alone right here in the middle, trying to see if he could get a little bit more damage in here. NaVi looking to extend their round lead by another round, and Flusher, what are they doing inside? He's finally gonna be going down. Guardian had damn well better by Flamey a couple of rounds of Jägermeister or something like that, because that was...
No, Anders, he doesn't hate him. He wants him to be happy.
You're not into the Jäger bombs?
No. That is a horrible idea.
Do you see these suits? Do you think a man in these suits would drink Jaeger bombs?
It's nothing to do with it, man. It just tastes like cough medicine. It's what a horrible thing.
Guardian's so lucky he actually got away though, and that's the thing. That's what NaVi didn't do in the first map. It's something they really struggle with. Is look at what a change of pace can do for a team. They almost just outright catch Guardian off, and if they get that pick and just fall away, Fnatic has a huge advantage in that round.
Yeah, that would have been a big kill. I mean, Guardian started off with like a fadeaway grenade that tagged JW down to 47 health. And then I think Guardian just sort of let go. He's like, I'll throw a grenade and run away. And then they were right behind him. So that could have been scary.
Well, what is scary right now is that we've got 3 Deegs and 2 Tech 9s. That puts plenty of fear in my heart, at least.
Edwards as well.
Edwards and Pitt again. JW's got the Tech 9 though, so Edward, he might stand a chance. Zeus will find Olafmeister. That was just a push out mid, trying to draw the attention there. As Dennis pushes up Catwalk, Edward takes out JW over at long. So action is all on Cat at this point. They're gonna have to run through the fire and flames to try and get up onto this site, and they just might manage it with Dennis leading the way, taking out Guardian.
That was hilarious. Guardian was stayed scoped up and he was flashed just as they crossed, and when he gets unflashed, he just stays zoomed exactly at the same spot. He doesn't realize someone's just passed. That looked hilarious, but it's 12-9. Moses, how much admiration should we have right now for Navi's sort of mental strength? I mean, they were really far down the toilet, and now somehow they've managed to sort of pull their way back out again, it seems.
Yeah, you got to admire it a lot. I mean, that's really, really good stuff, and they've been getting back into it with aggressive plays like this. Seized once again, you know, through double doors. Guardian just did it a couple of rounds ago, so now they're feeling it. Now they're really, really confident. These ops are doing work. This is the best buy Fnatic has had in some time in terms of the amount of utility they have. But we haven't seen an AWP come out on the Terror side quite yet.
Yeah, no Olaf, no JW. The hell, Dennis, Flusha, even Crims is picking up the op. They all op now on Fnatic. They're all just that good. What's going to be fun here is, hi guys, what? Okay then, Crims. I thought Flame was going to slaughter them, but Crims, he was ready. He hits that shot instantly and saves the day. That could have been the round there for Fnatic.
And now Edward, I mean, that's another mistake, another aggressive play.
Yeah.
And they get punished again. And there's still a minute left on the clock. These aren't happening late in the round when you know, Fnatic might be setting up for something. These are mid-round plays that are just getting wrecked.
I wish they would have configured this setup differently. I wish they would have had 2 guys at B and just leave Guardian in A and hope that he can go nuts if they come for him. C's going to walk back in here. Right at the edge, he doesn't realize there's already a guy in the smoke right behind him. About 30 seconds left. They're going to push in. Olafmeister applying pressure from one angle, but the bomb is over at Catwalk, over at that A site. Seized. He's going to be forced back for a second. Zeus goes down. Now it's all on Guardian. He takes the 1 kill, looks down long. He knows it's coming, but the timing, he can't find it, and Dennis will end up taking him down. And now Seized is going to be alone trying to save this AWP. 10 seconds left. They're going to be on the site, and they're going to get the bomb down.
Now Olafmeister's close enough to be able to hunt Seized if he wants. Seized has no idea where Olaf is playing from exactly. You see him checking the usual lurk spots, making sure that he can actually find a way out of here to hold on to this AWP, because that is going to be essential at this point. Although they still have quite a bit of bank on Navi's side. They've had some very one-sided rounds that's really allowed them to develop quite a lot of money. 3 of them are pretty much going to be up at the 10K mark. 4 of them, actually. It's only Guardian who's low, so that's not the end of the world here for Navi. This is just a minor setback. That's how they have to look at this round.
This round even starts, doesn't it, with Seized picking up the first kill in the middle. So they have the 4v5, then they throw it away by having 2 aggressive plays afterwards.
I don't mind the aggression by Flamey whatsoever. I mean, and you look at what could have happened there if he doesn't miss those shots. I mean, yeah, this is incredible that he doesn't get these kills. Just that one weird move by Crims in the last second. But the real mistake is, okay, so Flamey spots 3 on Catwalk. He sees him setting up for some kind of an A hit or A execute or A pressure. What normally coincides with a Catwalk hit? It's 1 member lurking over towards long A. If you see 3 or 4 members, you got to think that that last guy is going to be at long A. So to have Edward push up in that situation, or for Edward to make that decision, I don't really like that one, and it gets punished, and then they can just slow things down and squeeze Navi until they just win out the round.
What I hope, well, I mean, there has to be that element of aggression on the CT side of Dust2 as well, though. So I really hope that, you know, that isn't going to turn Navi off, and they'll just start playing way too default. Zeus somehow manages to find a way out of that bombardment. He's getting down to 17, but still, more important that he actually stays alive. And now all 5 members for Fnatic waiting in the upper halls. Flamey and Caesar are about to have a field day here. Or it's going to be the worst day of their lives, one or the other.
Well, the problem is Flamey's already a bit low here, so just a couple of stray bullets and he could be gone. Seized has to stay alive and get a couple of kills. First bullet not going to connect. Grenade going to rain in, and it will do a lot of damage. In fact, it takes down all of, but look at this trade favoring Fnatic heavily. Guardian, could he get the crossover kill here? 40 seconds. They're spraying through a little bit. Guardian certainly ready for it, and he takes the shot, but not going to hit it. And now the bomb is going to be going down. And the question is, do they want to try and retake this one? Ooh.
That's a really good grenade. It's all going to come down to this B flank. Edward pushing all the way up. Crims is watching for it, but Guardian and Edward are going to be the ones to do it, but JW finds him out.
Yeah, and now, nice shot from Edward, and he's got a... Now they actually have the split, except that Zeus is nowhere near on B slope. Edward was the man with the kit. Zeus didn't have one, and Zeus is just backing off, running all the way over to Long. At this point, he wants to save his gun. So a little unfortunate there that the timing wasn't quite right.
I don't know if this was the thought process from Fnatic, but you know the way they put pressure on mid, and they know that they brought Zeus down low. They hit him with some bullets. They threw the nades out. They had to have assumed that he was going to be extremely, extremely low. And then they say, let's rotate back towards the B bomb site. Let's hit it, because if we take it, I mean, Zeus is going to have to play so passive because of that HP. He doesn't want to be the aggressor in mid trying to cross and get picked off. So he's got to be very, very cautious. So, I mean, not having that third member there really, really hurt a lot.
That's a good point to make, actually. That is, Zeus, he really couldn't challenge. Unfortunately, with Edward's good work, he wasn't able to take advantage of that. There was still plenty of time to try and attempt a retake, at least.
And NaVi's bank increasingly getting lower. Seized. This is where he got the pick off last time, just playing right at the edge of lower dark. It means he gets a better angle towards T-spawn as well. It's one that you wouldn't expect if you were peeking out there. So I love the idea, but now he's just stuck in middle, waiting for someone to show up in lower dark, and he's going to get that kill on Olaf and falls back to safety. Now NaVi, last time, this is where they sort of let go of it. This time they really shouldn't. Good flashbang in on Long, though, and Edward going to be down in the pit trying to counter flash out. There's nobody nearby to help. He has to do this all on his own. The backup is miles away. Edward, actually, the flashbang comes in all the way from across the map. What a brilliant pop flash coming out here. And Edward now hiding in the smoke, buying time, still staying alive. Where's that backup? Nobody's rotating in here. They're just leaving him alone. This is not the kind of team play I'm looking for right now. 18 health left, and he's going to end up going down to Crims. That was such a good flash coming in all the way from Catwalk, and still wasn't enough.
I think Edward should have just committed to that fight. I was so amazed that he just went right back in the pit after like 3 bullets. I mean, you're in that situation, you're trapped with all the help so far away, like just take those fights.
Trade 1 for 1 at least. Wow. Even with that flash coming in, yeah, they really just kind of abandoned Edward out all by his lonesome. So he met his white whale. Now we actually have Fnatic in position to tie this up at 12-12. They're still just trailing by a single round, but Dennis, he's going to be holding that angle, looking towards Long, and it's going to be all on Guardian, and instantly Guardian removes him from the map. JW just a second too late there with the smoke, but he's got the AWP, and yeah, they just don't have any time on Fnatic's side.
They just completely lost. Not only is there no time, they were nowhere near a bomb site. Fnatic had to have just lost their concept of timing in that round.
Maybe they spent too long trying to dig, you know, Edward out of that pit.
This is the reverse play. You're right, Anders. Edward didn't have to do anything to win the round. All he had to do was stay alive.
Just living in that pit, putting up the smoke and everything.
It's like, this isn't a grave. This is my home. This is how I win.
Oh.
Wow, C's just going to be a little bit frustrated there.
That looked like it was going to be a shot, didn't it? It's 13-11 right now. 3 more rounds for NaVi, and they will have brought themselves back into the grand finals here. But I don't want to call it over just yet. Fnatic, they have already shown us on Inferno what they could do with just a little bit of leeway. Seized. Did he see that gun barrel? Or the shoulder?
He absolutely did. Definitely.
Are they going to try and grenade him out? Yeah, there comes the Molotov follow-up. Uh-oh, JW. That's going to get a little bit toasty in that corner. He gets the shot anyway, and they open up the bomb site. What a response.
Yeah, what a huge play from JW. There's the smoke. Actually, Zeus just goes charging through. He's like, what's up, guys? But that's not going to work. It's not good enough. Guardian picking off 1 mid is going to help, though, and he's right outside. So now it comes down to whether he can pull off the big play. He gets naded down to 44, and then trying to run through that smoke. JW is waiting. Triple kill for JW in the round. All of them key.
Of course. Well, what a shot. Trap at that box, standing in a Molotov, and he just takes the fight. Yeah, they're smoking him out, but he's like, nah, I got it, don't worry.
Don't poke the bear. That's what they did.
And there was such an investment in these past few rounds for Navi. I think 2 rounds ago they had like two ops and an auto sniper, and then they had 2 ops in the last round. So, I mean, all this money has destroyed the bank. Guardian's the only one with the weapon. It's an AWP, of course, so he gets a kill, but the aggression up mid has been spotted by Fnatic.
Yeah, they know this is coming. We're about to have a tied scoreline here. It's a 4-on-3, and Guardian with the AWP, I mean, he needs to have this rifle live throughout the round. They can't let go of this one because they won't be able to rebuy it anytime soon if it goes down. So, wow, this is just so tricky, isn't it? That Molotov into the corner should have secured them a great opening frag on JW and taken away so much from Fnatic. Sneaking up there, timing for Edward could have been good, wasn't. Seized and Guardian left.
Oh, and that big rotation coming up from Guardian back into mid now. He's going to try and bait for him, and then Guardian takes the shot. He's waiting. Olaf is still back there with that bomb, but they decided to change it up. They're heading into that B site. Seized in lower halls, waiting for the rotation. 40 seconds left here for Fnatic to get onto a bomb site with that bomb. And Seized is going to be in a pretty prime spot, although Dennis is waiting right around the corner. This is all on Seized. And there you go. He sees the moment. Picks up one. Fair trade. This could work for Guardian. 30 seconds left. And does Olafmeister commit to this site? Do they believe in themselves?
They've kind of got to now. There's a little bit too long time for them to rotate back and take. That would be a huge risk, but they're waiting for the flank to come in. This is just, I mean, this is very, very intelligent Counter-Strike coming out of Fnatic. Oh, but the flick comes in. He's trapped in the corner. Wow. If they weren't that close, maybe, just maybe. Guardian doing some damage, but not quite good enough, and it's going to be 13-13 here. And Navi's economy, oh man, that would be a real stretch here.
No, they can't possibly.
Scout on Guardian.
He'll have the money for the buy.
But that excludes the AWP.
It's such a smart play for Fnatic. I mean, it's such a small detail, and it seems so obvious to wait for that flank out of Flusha, but Fnatic is just so good at making those fundamentally strong plays at all times.
Well, they're just basically Dennis just bullying his way onto the B site there. Good shots from him and Flusha to open things up. Crims was there to back him as well. And this is pretty much just going as planned for Fnatic. They lose JW in the process. Zeus pushed all the way up looking for Flusha, but Flusha's got that AK. No Kevlar for Zeus means he's just going to get aim punched into oblivion. And now, well, yeah.
It's important as well because the AWP is down over there somewhere, so the fact that Flusha is now staying alive and he gets the triple kill, otherwise they maybe just run away with that AWP, and that would be a sort of a win for NaVi. Oh, he can just still buy the AWP Guardian there, but it's going to be, I think, without any kind of armor, and we'll see how this goes. 14-13.
And let's remember, NaVi doesn't have their timeout. They took it halfway through that first half. So.
Yeah, it's 7-1.
Well, you get one per half. Yeah, you get one per half. So they could still call for the timeout, but I mean, obviously now they can't. It's too late. But again, Seized has success with the AWP. He's so consistent at getting that first pick when he has that off. It's impressive. But now they need to actually build off of that Navi. Now that they have the man advantage, there's no reason to take any crazy risks. Instead, it's going to be Zeus hanging up close to mid, and he wins the first duel, but he cannot trade effectively. He doesn't actually manage to follow up on Dennis. Seized, however, is there to turn it around. He'll pick up one flash, and he does just barely make it out of there in time.
Yeah, and he needs to fall back here. I mean, they're playing a 2 versus 4. If they just wait, they win the round.
Yeah,
they don't have to challenge Edward coming all the way into T spawn and winning that one. Goes for a bit of a click away. Last bullet there, going to connect as well. 14-14. The game is tied once again here on the second map. Can they counter-steal this map away from Fnatic? I mean, if they win now 16-14, we will have had sort of 2 pretty gut-wrenching maps for either team going into the third map. That would be very exciting.
Absolutely. No, that would be perfect. That really saves how this has gone so far, for NaVi at least. But if they lose again a close map, I think it shatters them at that point, because two back-to-back close maps where they could have won. Going into a Fnatic map as well on the third, life wouldn't be looking too rosy.
This battle at long that Edward's been having throughout this map, you think of some of the rounds that we've seen, that nice shot from Seized with that peak, but that long battle, Edward's presence at long has had such an impact on so many different rounds in this matchup, and with him still there now, he's the one that's alive. NaVi has 3 members on the site, and Fnatic with a very quick rotate on the mid. Zeus has got to find it, and he does.
He takes on JW, but there's still second man there. Olaf follows up on that kill fairly easily. There's still Flamey alive on the B site, though. He's playing Plateau. Flusha has not spotted him. And Flusha, he has an inkling right now. They're going to cross out into the open. This comes down to the timing. Flamey just trying to get the tap, but Olafmeister shuts him down. Another key frag. He's got 3 of them so far in this round. And NaVi, they just don't have the money to challenge.
No. They definitely don't. If they lose these rifles, it's going to be done. Oh, and I feel like Flamey, there's that one boost on headshot box in the middle where he could have had it. This time, he definitely should have had the one kill. He might have gone down afterwards, but there are some giveaways here that really have a huge impact on the game. I don't want to criticize Flamey too much. He's had an incredible, you know, performance so far, but these small details, they really do matter. Fnatic gonna make it to map point.
Also, you think Navi's gotten away with SCII, all this aggression that he's had with this AWP to get those opening picks, peeking into lower B, peeking up towards Terrace spawn. I mean, Fnatic's just had enough of it. So this time, Guardian and SCII go for the double peek, and they get punished for it. Guardian gets dropped immediately in that round, so a really, really good start for Fnatic in a key round.
Both ops saved, though.
Yeah.
They managed to save 2 ops here, so NaVi will be it's a bit of a stronger buy than they were hoping for.
I get a sense that NaVi stay too mobile after they get the advantage. You know, Zeus gets the kill in the middle of that round, and they still continue to run around. They just run around the map, and all Fnatic has to do is stay put and wait, and it's going to be all good. Olofmeister with the opening unseized.
Not this time seized.
Still, Guardian has his AWP intact, but they're going to put pressure on the B-bomb site. Flamey in the corner sprays and gets the first kill. Can't pick up the rifle for the second one, and had very few bullets. Guardian going to get the one shot in. Zeus rotating into the window here. It's now a 2-on-3, and they've got to do this excellent shot by pushing through the smoke. Right behind him, Zeus, he takes the peek, he misses the shot, and there's a guy right behind him. JW picks up the shot, and Grenade to finish it. 16-14, and Fnatic gonna steal away Dust2 from NaVi. That's twice now.
Well, that's...
What is Fnatic doing? Is it like some sort of torture that they're trying to put NaVi through?
Chinese water torture, is that it? Just like one round at a time? Until it slowly drives them insane?
It really just does seem like there's some mental block with NaVi beating Fnatic. Every time they have some kind of an advantage, it just stops. It's like Fnatic just flips his switch and they're like, you can't win any more rounds, you're done.
Well, we do have 3 excellent members and a very good host waiting for us to break all of this down. So please, gentlemen, tell us what just happened once again.
Again, we see NaVi fall, this time in a bit more of a close fashion. Of course, no lead getting dashed quite as much as Inferno. Second map, though, does go the way of Fnatic, and they're another step closer, boys, in this best of 5 to picking this one up. I mean, where do we start with this one? Let's address Dust2, kind of, let's address that first half, maybe first of all, wouldn't you say, Blue? Start at the very beginning.
Yeah, I mean, things look great for NaVi. They try to keep it as close as possible, but it's really in that second half where I think most of the things, unfortunately, end up falling away. They start off great, and again, they have this lead going for themselves, but then as we get closer and closer towards the end of it, Fnatic just barge their way back into it and steal the game away once again.
Tough one for NaVi, Sean.
Yeah, I mean, towards the end of that match, they had it in their hands and kind of just slipped out. I think they kind of contested that middle with AWPs too much, and they lost those fights far more than they won them. Yeah.
Robin, kind of same kind of vein from you. The only kind of surprise for what we were saying on the desk beforehand was that we didn't see JW on the AWP as much. That was kind of what Sean was expecting. Again, Olaf brought it, and again, Fnatic managed to pick up that win.
Well, it feels like Fnatic actually threw some rounds in the first half there. They were up 8-2, I think, and then NaVi climbed back a little bit, 9-6 scoreline. And then you can see, I mean, there's a difference in like losing the Inferno game and losing this one. This one was contested, it was close. NaVi ends up having economy issues at the later stages of the map there, which essentially just cost them the game. Right? They took a gamble there on the 14th round. I think it's Fnatic had 13, where Guardian had the soul off. He calls for a mid push, and they all run up, and that was looking good first because Guardian got the entry and everything looked like to be like a turning point. But again, we see Fnatic not even doing anything fancy, right? They just, you know, they do what they always done, which is just go around and kill people. Like good decision making, and then good timings as well. Like I don't think I've seen a team with that great of a timing. When I say timing, I mean like, you know, Guardian is holding an angle for 25 seconds. Yeah. He peeks away, and that's when you have a Fnatic member just jump in, right? Again and again, we see that. And it's like, I wouldn't call it lucky. I mean, obviously, Fnatic, if it happens one time, it's lucky, right? But it happens again and again. And for NaVi, it's a little bit impatient on their CT side a little bit, which caused them to potentially end up just losing the round or losing the game.
Yeah. To a certain degree, though, NaVi do a good job of trying to knock Fnatic out in quite a few of those rounds. I think one of the other rounds that sort of got thrown for Fnatic that we bring up there as well was the one where they go out, they try to take A long control, but I think it's Zeus that's sitting inside a pit, and NaVi, or not NaVi, Fnatic end up using so much
It
of
was
their
Edward.
Oh yeah, Edward.
Yeah.
When Edward's in
It was
the phase
Edward,
of
yeah.
smoke, yeah.
It was Edward. They use so much of their utility just to kill Edward, and then there's just all this uncertainty on Fnatic's side of it. They fall
my
back,
God, I
they try to
forgot,
take it over towards the B site, and then there's the comms just break down or something, because then they change their mind again, and then the bomb starts to wrap towards the A site, but by that time, there's no time left on the clock, so they have nor the utility nor the time to make that play, and that was just something weird for Fnatic, because they definitely should have had that round at that point with that opening kill, but it doesn't pan out.
I mean, it's certainly something you wouldn't have seen when Pronax was at their helm. That call would have been made a lot sooner. Those resources probably wouldn't have been invested so heavily into that one kind of player. I mean, Edward could have played that a bit better as well. If you were just talking about that, just while we're on that situation, you were saying that like by smoking himself out, he has essentially just said, I mean, this is where I am. If he's not visible, he's in the smoke.
Well, the thing is, since it ended up working anyway, as Sean called out when we were just spectating, is that they, or even Blue, I think, they just wasted so many nades and
Molly,
so much effort
flash.
to just try and kill Edward, right? Like, he stayed alive for so long, and it's just, the time just, you know, counted down, and then for Fnatic got a little bit flustered and didn't really know what to do, so yeah, sure, there's like 2 ways to play this round, where it's like, you get the flash from Guardian, they're all flash. If Edward can essentially just, you know, fight them, right? Maybe get one with him. Instead, he gets the flash, shows himself, smokes himself off, and just sits in the smoke. And Fnatic was very, very scared, I'd say, to just actually take charge there, because they could have just flashed over towards the A site, got Guardian flashed, and then just charged him, right? And then you would have like a better situation for Fnatic. But again, yeah, it paid out for NaVi, and it's one of the rounds where they got a little bit lucky, right, in terms of not actually being able to kill Edward, because they wasted Molotovs, they wasted nades. At the end there, he had like 9 HP left from 2 nades, the molly, and he just wouldn't die.
Yeah, and I think what the key round of the match for me was when Flamey was back plat in that 3 versus 3, I believe. Yeah, 3 versus 3, and he peeks up after 2 guys enter the site, and Olaf's trailing. He just got to kill mid, and it's just he couldn't take him out. And Flamey's had such a fantastic tournament. This was so atypical for what we've seen from him throughout the entire event so far.
Such a crucial round as well.
Yeah, and then once the B-bomb site's lost, it's just impossible to retake in a 3v2 like this with an op. So NaVi's forced to save and go for it on the last round.
Yeah, and of course didn't quite go their way. So that leaves us at 2-0 now. And I think, you know, I want to make sure we have time to talk about our third map, because I mean, this could potentially be the last map of the grand finals. It feels weird to say. It feels like we only just started, but we are into our third map, boys. It's going to be Mirage. Interesting one. I think that, would you guys agree that this does favor Fnatic in quite a big way, Sean?
At this point, yeah, I think NaVi's pretty bruised and broken at this point mentally. They've blown 2 maps now that they had a chance to win. I'm not saying that they were ever... I mean, I guess Inferno they should have won for sure, but Dust2 was a coin toss, and they just ended up on the bad side of it. Mirage, I would typically favor them, like I said before, but now I'm shifting more towards Fnatic, like Blue did in that prior map.
Well, I mean, I don't know. You can see that he dressed for the occasion. I'm going to stop bullying you for your beautiful orange shirt. But, I mean, talk to me a bit about Mirage.
So again, yeah, Mirage is just going to be another tough one for NaVi. NaVi, just beyond the map itself, NaVi are still working against this huge, like, mental wall here now, because this is the second time. Granted, this map is to a much lesser degree, but they almost managed to take the victory here on Dust2. They pull ahead once again. They get they get up to around 13 rounds, but then Fnatic just swing right back in, and again, the rug is just swept right out from under them. So not able to take it in. This is the second time this has happened now. So morally, they are completely destroyed at this point. They have to be. They have to try and find a way to reset themselves. So that's point number 1.
Okay.
But then here on Mirage, finding some of the key elements here on the CT side, Guardian is not going to be able to be as powerful in middle because of the fact that, again, we have those jump smoke scripts that are being used now, so he's not going to be able to just camp out window all the time. He's going to have to find new and better positions to work out with. And again, and that's going to leave a lot of ways open for Fnatic too, because that's mid control, and mid control is such a key portion of the map that Fnatic, for most times, are going to be able to get free control of there. So if they don't find a way to stop that to some degree, Fnatic are just going to control the map on T side, and if they gain too many rounds there, then NaVi are going to have no chance.
We'll talk a little further about Mirage in just a minute, quite literally. I
just want to see a video right now, Alex.
Sorry?
I just want to see a video.
You do?
On Fnatic.
Same, I'd love it.
You really want to see a video?
Yes.
You know what? I
Good.
guess, you know, I was actually not going to do that, but I guess because you're asking so kindly, we'll have a Fnatic video. Before we do disappear off to that one, I will once again remind you about the SCORE eSports application. Get it on your smartphone right now. Go ahead and grab that on iOS or Google Play, depending on what device is in your pocket. And while you're doing that, why don't you sit back and relax and watch, I guess, a Fnatic video, if that's what you guys fancy.
Thank you.
Yes.
My name is Dennis, and I'm playing for Fnatic. The competition of this tournament is really good. When we played MVS we were a bit off, but we managed to come back. I think everyone has stepped up, and now it feels like we're on point. Going into this final match, I think Flusha's calls will be the match changer. He's very smart, so when we listen to him and don't do our own things, then we win. NaVi is a really good team. They are a bit defensive, I would say. I think we will win. To me, it means a lot. I mean, I joined the team to become top 1. There's only one more team in our way, and we're gonna crush them.
Spank me, Sean.
Dennis saying you guys are unbelievable. Dennis saying that he wants to, join the team to become number 1. This is just now their last hurdle, potentially. Mirage is going to be a tough battle for either side. Already we've seen good signs from Fnatic, currently sitting 2-0. I mean, like quite literally 100,000 on the line for this one as that first place prize, and they are now just potentially 1 map away. Potentially, 16 rounds their side, and they've gone and pocketed that one and have got themselves something quite nice in their stocking for this year. Guys, let's just kind of get some closing thoughts from Blue. We've already had you, but Sean, Mirage, you described it as Fnatic's map. Maybe you can explain a little bit why.
Yeah, I mean, well, before
Pretending
the series started,
NaVi, pretending NaVi are not the NaVi we've seen both on Inferno and before.
They're just entering bomb sites in ways that I was scared of going into the series, that they would win these individual engagements, allow them to get into the sites, and from that point on, it's just very difficult for NaVi to retake them. I think NaVi has had stronger CT sides than I expected, but Fnatic's just winning all the battles on their CT sides. Their CT sides have been locked down, and I don't really see that changing on a map like Mirage, where there's going to be a lot of individual engagements. The map's really spread out. What are you doing?
These guys are such a cute couple. We're definitely, we're going to have to talk about that on later, Sean.
Yeah, so against TQM, what I saw Fnatic doing was they would throw that back mid smoke a lot, and Olaf would jump out past towards the mid boxes, and that's how they kept smoking off the window room. That is going to be way harder to do when they're playing Guardian right now than it was against Kerrigan. So that's the one chance I have for NaVi right now, is if Guardian has a monster performance in the middle, he can shut down Olaf before he gets that window smoke off, and basically just shut down the early stages of, I guess you'd call it Fnatic's default, but it's kind of like a pseudo default because it's not really a default.
Well, I mean, so you've described it as that one chance. Does that make it quite clear who you are going to be predicting then?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Fnatic.
Okay, Fnatic for Sean. Blue, you've already said Fnatic, so that's 2 for Fnatic. If I'm not mistaken, what's going on here?
This is Navi's deathbed.
Oh,
What?
God, you've just made it.
What?
Oh, okay. Look at Blue.
What was the flame?
He claimed this is Navi's deathbed.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know, right? Fifth, you want to take it for a spin?
Well, okay.
Give me a prediction on the deathbed.
Sure.
Come on.
Well, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sure.
Lay down on that thing.
So come on, what's your prediction?
How am I supposed to lay here even?
There you go. Tuck you in.
It's just,
Well, I gotta lay, paint me like one of these.
There you go.
Like this?
Oh my
Okay,
God.
Is this
and your
good?
prediction, please, Fifth.
Okay, so since you were all very negative about this, I'm gonna be very positive.
Go, hit me.
The 2 last maps after this map are great maps for NaVi.
what is
And
happening right now?
if they win
God?
Mirage now, I can still see them pulling it to 5
Okay.
maps.
Okay.
And wait, why
What
do
you
you
going
guys
for?
stop
Oh, I'm
touching
sorry,
me?
I'm sorry. Carry on. Come on, wait for the
Sorry.
prediction.
Yeah.
They're ready to go. Come on.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, come
Can
on.
we just make this into like a?
Come on,
very
Fifth,
naughty,
make your
like-
prediction. We've got to go to the casters.
Oh, I'm gonna say he already put NaVi there for me.
All right, there you go. There you go. He's made his decision. Graphics
Apparently,
have
yeah.
made the choice for him. It was NaVi from Fifth. And before we
Okay.
lose our jobs, we're going to go over to the casters. Anders, Moses, Semler, take it away.
I'll zip my
Screaming.
pants, Alex. I'm ready.